thank you for choosing to purchase the Parent Contact Tracker. This is a really great tool to add to your toolbox because the one thing you definitely want to do, and again, this isn't for an I got you or anything like that, but just one for your own sanity, two for your data, three just for your own evidence and proof, and to back you up with admin, with parents, with anybody. You want to have really great documentation. But as a teacher, I mean, let's keep this very simple. Let's make it easy and let's make it something that we can really do consistently, right? So this is a tracker. Again, this is a Google Sheets. And as always, please make sure that you watch this in full or you ask a buddy for assistance if you are not familiar with Google Sheets, because no refunds can be provided once you start doing edits if you break any of the formulas or anything like that. What you'll notice is that everything you need is right here, just your welcome and your tips. And your classes, you have the option for 8 classes. Of course, you could always make a duplicate to make a copy to add a class, or, well, pretty much that's it, to add a class. And then, of course, you will customize it for each class. So, of course, that's going to take a little bit of time. But if you have any kind of learning management system, you should be able to import the names or copy and paste them effortlessly. I like to always put my names in and not just put them in as contacts are made, but just kind of have it matching my roster. What you'll notice is this is, again, very straightforward at the top, but you can and should customize it for what you need. But here we have student name, parent or guardian name, phone number, email. The most important part, of course, is that date of contact and then the contact type. What you'll notice from the drop down is, of course, you can edit it, and you can also edit if you want color coded and things like that. But you'll notice a gentle reminder. Let's not just call for concerns. Let's make sure that we're calling for some positive things that we're seeing, especially with students who might be shy, or who might just, blend into the background a lot of times, or even those students that can give us the headache. When they do something awesome, let's celebrate them. Also remember follow up, right? So if you promise that parent, hey, we're going to follow up every 2 weeks or, once a quarter, make sure you're documenting that you did in fact honor your word. And then of course you have emergency and general. So you can change these, and same thing for the contact method. We have here like app, platform, notes, home, in person, etc. Of course, contacted for me, I put that there because this is what I do. My intention is to call, and did I make it? So this goes really well for like, did I send out that email? You could also do it for a phone call and response received, or phone answered, and then any additional notes. So it's not a lot, and it's what we already do, but sometimes we have it in different places, in different systems. And sometimes when you're putting it in your learning management system, it is public. Everybody sees it. And not all contacts need to be seen by every single person in the district. Sometimes you just want to keep track for yourself and have the data for yourself, okay? And as always, we have the dashboard, which is probably my favorite part because, again, sometimes we feel like, yes, I called so many parents, or I made so many contacts, or I made so many attempts. And then the dashboard is going to show you, you know what? This is what you're trending. Maybe you're noticing, hey, I'm calling a lot for concerns and not a lot for positive. See what happens when you shift that. Once you notice that as a trend, see what happens in your classroom. I promise you, if you're like, you know what, for every one concern, I'm going to make 2 positive calls, you will see the shift. But a lot of times we don't recognize to do that because we're so inundated with everything else. And so this is just a great snapshot. You also have the behaviors by class. So again, or the calls by class. So again, is this even with positive, concern, and follow up, or are you seeing concern really taking up most of that pie chart?